Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Raider Report, the sports talk show by the students, with the students, and for the students. With us today is our lovely moderator, Bailey Hebert, my co-host, GP Osa, and I'm Spencer Grzywacz. Hello to my future boss, and this is Raider Report.
Hey y'all, welcome to today's show. The Super Bowl came and went this weekend, but the Broncos came out on top with a 24-10 lead. A prolific Denver defense showed Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers what happens when an unstoppable force meets Von Miller. The Panthers still had their chance to dab their tears away. It was probably the first time Cam Newton got the words knocked right out of him and couldn't give a proper post-game interview. Guys, what are your thoughts?
It was, I cried like Josh Norman. It was ridiculous. Honestly,
I was kind of upset real quick on that point that they showed him crying at the end of the game. My
That was
point was,
very-
why are you focusing on like the agony of a team losing as opposed to celebrating the team that won?
yeah.
But they do that all the time.
I tweeted about it.
All the time.
Follow me on Twitter.
He needs it. He needs it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was, the game played out exactly how I kind of thought it would. I said that in the last show we had, I said Denver's defense was really good, historically good. And I said Peyton Manning was going to play the game really smart. I did pick the Panthers to win. I said it was going to come down to a play in the fourth quarter that
Which he
Cam Newton
got,
was going to make.
Yeah.
And he had the opportunity in the fourth quarter with about 5 minutes left to make the play.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Von Miller made the better play.
Yeah.
So really, I feel like I still kind of won. I do because it was a win-win situation for me because I had talked up Denver's defense so much and the game played out how I thought it would. Just Cam Newton didn't exactly perform in the fourth quarter. I said he was going to have to be spectacular and he wasn't. So that's
again, I cried. I was dumbfounded. It was like a kid at Christmas and you just got a bunch of coal and you thought you were good. Yeah, it's hurt. It hurts. It hurts.
I'll tell
I
you.
felt that emotion. I did. I felt that.
I'll tell you, I was surprised. I figured that Cam Newton playing in his first Super Bowl would have like jitters, but I was surprised by how terribly he kept missing open receivers. How like spastic he was the entire game. He never could figure out like get his momentum going and getting rhythm in the game. And part of that was credit to Denver's defense. I think part of that was also credit to the Super Bowl atmosphere. It's a completely different ball game than even the championship he played before.
But can we fully blame Cam Newton for that, or can we blame his offensive line for that? Because I feel like he got touched way too much.
But no one's
Way too
talked
much.
as much about Carolina's offensive line up until this game. So I feel like that's more of a credit to Denver's defensive line. All of a sudden they have one game again in the Super Bowl against the best defense in the league where Cam Newton got destroyed, and all of a sudden, fire the O-line coach. The entire O-line's terrible for Carolina.
I can understand that argument. I can. Well, thank you for your opinions, you guys. Now we all know that this was a historic Super Bowl and that Peyton Manning became the first quarterback to win with two different teams. But plenty of sports history has happened on this day too. Why don't you tell us about it, GP?
I got y'all. Absolutely. In 1973, the 76ers lost their 20th game in a row. Nothing new. In 1952, the second ever NBA All-Star game was held. And the East, led by Bob Cousy, beat the West 108-91. In Boston, and no MVP was chosen. Finally, in 1990, James Buster Douglas knocked out the undefeated, uncontested Mike Tyson for the heavyweight boxing championship in one of the biggest upsets in sports history. And that, my friends, is a throwback Thursday.
So, on the Buster Douglas point there, I think we owe a little bit of recognition to that because that makes it a pretty important day. That's the biggest upset possibly in sports history, any level. But like I mentioned back when we talked about Ronda Rousey last semester, big upsets happen in different countries. And when you're not from the country that you are used to training in, usually big upsets happen. That is my theory, and that's a widely respected theory that people have across all of sports. And I mean, Holly Holm beat Ronda Rousey in Australia. Ronda Rousey wasn't in the United States. Buster Douglas, that was in Japan. Yeah. You know, I think there's something to that. I really do.
So they didn't feel at home, so they lost.
They were homesick.
That's your theory?
Homesickness took over.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but it was another point of it was the 76ers. I mean, nothing's new with that fact. They're still doing, no matter if it's 30 years ahead or behind, they still suck. So that's just me.
Okay, I respect
Terrible.
your opinion.
I agree.
Had to throw it in there. Had to
I
throw it
agree.
in there.
Well, let's quickly go over a few of the Super Bowl 50 commercials. Did y'all watch the commercials? Were y'all interested? Did that interest you guys?
It was the weirdest array of commercials I had ever seen. It was literally like the weirdest one to me was like the Mountain Dew one was like Gummy Monkey Baby. And it's like, I don't know what that was. It was like a squirrel with like a baby legs and I just got scared.
It was hilarious.
I got very confused.
So I saw that commercial. I had no idea what he was talking about. Now, the people I was with, had seen something that referenced that previously.
It was the first time I was exposed to it. I was a little freaked out, but then I'm a child, so I was laughing the whole time also. So it was
Apparently
funny.
there's some sort of backstory to it because when, the people I was with, three of the people I was with watched the Super Bowl with, I was probably with a group of 10, so 3 of the 10, so that's not a very good percentage, but knew about the backstory behind that. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, Super Bowl commercials are very popular, so people do their research before they come on to kind of know what to expect.
I thought
sometimes.
this year's commercials were better than last year's.
I can
by
agree
far.
with that.
I got bored of last year's
can agree
commercials.
with
This
that.
year's were good though.
One of the top commercials that was Googled and everything like that the day after or tweeted about was the Kevin Hart commercial when he was, promoting Hyundai or Hyundai, whatever how you say it. But yeah, it was pretty funny when he was spying on his daughter, and I was like, okay, Dad, I can see my dad doing that. So I get it. It was funny. It was cute.
I feel for the guy in that situation from personal experience.
Right.
Personal experience.
And then the little wiener
Go
dog
in
commercial.
detail later, maybe.
Do you remember the wiener dog commercial where all the wiener dogs were running to the ketchup and
adorable.
mustard?
I love
smart.
that. And then, oh my goodness, that was the best thing.
Yes, I was like, who created that commercial? You're a genius. It was adorable. It was cute. I loved it.
My favorite was actually the Doritos commercial.
Which one?
Oh, the one with the baby.
With the baby in the womb.
Oh yeah,
He had it. Oh, goodness.
right. That one was pretty funny.
That was good. That was
The
good.
Doritos
I was
dog
actually
commercials,
born
yeah.
like 5 weeks early, so maybe I wanted a Dorito. Maybe my dad had like a Dorito or something.
Right,
You know,
and he
I don't know.
got you out with it. You like Doritos?
Just saying. There's some good commercials
Classic
for sure.
Drake.
For sure.
Yeah, those are just a touch of a couple of these commercials that I liked and my fellow co-hosts liked. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, so we'll be right back with the biggest part of our show, the big debate. So stay with us.
We're back, and the guys have a lot on their minds, including how Cam Newton walked out of his post-game interview. Was this unprofessional or just a move an emotional quarterback? Spencer, what do you think?
He was just emotional. Think about this. Everybody has criticized Cam Newton for dabbing after he scores a touchdown, or dancing in general. I'm not going to limit to one dance move.
Right.
Okay, all dance moves matter. So he.
All dance moves matter.
Weak.
No, listen. So seriously though, he's an emotional guy. He gets really excited when they're doing well, as we saw this season. Okay, but when they're not doing well, as we've seen in past, he gets emotional about that too. You know, he'll drape that Gatorade towel over his head and kind of sit there on the bench, all sad. So I think this is no different than the Cam Newton we've already seen. Everybody says, be the person that you are when you're winning, even if you lose. Well, you know what? Why just not ask him to be the person that he is all the time? And his emotions fluctuate depending on how he's doing in life, whatever it is that he's doing. So I'm completely okay with it. Not to mention, if you hear in the background of that video, there is a defensive player for the Broncos talking about how they just picked apart Cam Newton. And after you just lost a Super Bowl, that's quite a bit of salt to rub in a wound that you already have.
Right.
So
Talk about throwing shade. And I'm kidding. That was weak.
It's okay.
Okay, no, but I have to use one of these emojis. Like I said before, I cried like Josh Norman. It was terrible. But like what, kind of going off of what Spencer said, like, I don't know why this is such a big deal. Like, Cam Newton is like Des Bryant, but like more easier to talk to.
Like,
he's like Cam Newton, like, it's not like we've seen this man's emotional, all right? He's an emotional person. So when he's, winning, dabbing, and doing like what you said, that's who he is. And when he loses, he's like what he said, he's a sore loser. And I don't see why people are getting mad like he did this. Could he handle it better? Yes. Could he have done something? Should he not have walked out? I don't really think so. When someone, like what he said, when someone's literally throwing shade, not like on purpose, like, oh man, that man sucks. But he didn't say that. He was just talking about, like you said, taking apart the defense. If someone's doing that, that's really going to get under your skin. And the guy, when they interviewed him about that, he didn't know about it. And plus, he said, if that happened to me, I'd do the same thing. And I just think it's ridiculous how everyone's getting mad at Cam for this. Like, I am a Cam fanatic. And it's not, because of his, great smile. But I just think this is all ridiculous. But
so I'm gonna tell you, I have a problem with the way that the NFL culture is kind of centered around the fact that everybody wants you to be more emotional. They want these players to play with more emotion,
right.
hit harder, tackle better, get fired up. But then whenever someone does play with emotion, there is like this all of a sudden, oh, he shouldn't get angry if he loses.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, does it feel good to lose? Like, have
should
you
you
lost
be happy
at
to
anything?
lose?
I know you've lost at something. I know it for
you
a
lose
fact.
more
you know?
than
every time we
losing
debate,
me,
you
but-
lose, and I know how angry that gets you. Like, so
Because Spencer's always winning.
Yeah,
this
okay.
episode.
I stay winning, stay getting done.
Mistaken dubs.
All I'm
His
doing
hair
is the
would
win
say
column.
otherwise. But,
That's how I do.
but no, they need to, and plus with the press conference, they shouldn't force him to do a press conference because that's what's going to happen. If someone's
Right.
mad, that's the way they're going to act. It's like Marshawn Lynch. Of course, they don't want to say anything, so that's what you're going to get. So you're setting yourself up for that. So
Yeah, like, what do you expect him to say in a press conference right after he just lost the Super Bowl? Oh yeah, I'm really happy that we just lost the Super Bowl.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
elated.
Yeah, like, you know what? This is just a learning experience, and yeah,
Go to Disney World.
We'll go to Disney
Like,
World.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll go drink Budweiser. Like,
Like Peyton.
we're best buds now. We're gonna go chill after this and
Right.
celebrate.
Hung
him
out with
winning the
Papa
Super Bowl.
John, eating Papa John, while hanging out with Papa John, while drinking
kissing
Budweiser.
Papa John.
While kissing Papa
because-
John.
Yeah.
That's another story.
What?
You didn't see him? He gave him a hug and
Yeah, and
kissed him on
kissed
the
him.
cheek.
I didn't see
Legit.
that.
after
Was it
the
for the
game.
good
catch
pizza?
He
Who
did.
knows?
He did.
Close
Well,
relationship.
anyway, I agree with you guys. I think it's just emotional. You can't expect a player to have all these emotions, spend all this time on a game and not have emotions after a loss like that. So I agree with you guys. But moving on, the night before the Super Bowl was the announcement of this year's Hall of Fame class. 8 former players made the cut, but Terrell Owen in the first year of eligibility did not. I have some stats for y'all before I ask y'all's opinion. T.O. is ranked 5th among all-time leading touchdowns. He is ranked 6th among all-time reception leaders and 2nd among all-time reception yards. Don't you think he should have made it? I think he should have made it. GP, do you think he should have made that cut?
Bailey. Oh, wow. First of all, have a shout out to Terrell Owens. I've been in situations,
That's your homie.
where, I've been hoed before,
close
you
sometimes.
get stood up on a date, it happens.
Like the Chuck E. Cheese's, like you were explaining earlier.
off air. But no, I just want to say, this is something I'm mad at. Shout out to Grayson, what grinds my gears. It's ridiculous because people were focusing too much on what he was doing, like the T.O., his personality. They need to focus on T.O., the guy, what he produced. This man, like we said before, I'll just gotta go more in depth. 6th all-time reception, 10,078 yards. 3rd receiving, with 150 touchdowns. They don't look at what he produced. They need to look at that, but they're looking at his off-field antics and what he did, and the stint with the Cowboys, how he was, and how he kind of left the league. I feel like they're focusing too much on that. But at the end of the day, in the Hall of Fame, it's all about what you did for football. Who cares about what he did on air or off? I mean, yeah, people may argue he's
care.
a bad guy. Okay.
I care.
Here we go.
do.
A lot of people care.
Okay, let's hear what
Of
you have
course,
to say.
Spencer cares.
So, I'm gonna put it to you this way. The NFL has a brand that they have to represent, okay, or they have to put in a good light, okay? And when your off-field antics overshadow your on-field antics, that does not help the NFL brand. Well, guess what? The Hall of Fame is also part of that brand, okay? And so, sure, he had incredible stats on the field. I'll give him that. Absolutely, he's an incredible receiver. And you know what? Should he be in the Hall of Fame one day? Yes. But what kind of message are you sending to the way that you act in public as an NFL employee if you are a first ballot Hall of Famer, if you are given an accomplishment that sends you on a whole nother level of prestige compared to everybody else in the NFL whenever you act that way off the field?
It shouldn't matter. It's just strictly stats. Like, if you look at all the guys, they're not on the Hall of Fame for being good guys. They're not on the Hall of Fame board because he was a cool guy to hang out
the
with.
Hall of Fame.
No, he was. They were on the Hall of Fame
event.
because of the stats they put up. Like Brett Favre, he's on the Hall of Fame. He got inducted because of how cold he was.
And Brett Favre is a great guy.
He's a great, but that doesn't matter.
Brett Favre's a guy I would just go chill with. Like,
But
what's
okay,
up, homie? Like, let's go chill. Let's go watch.
Answer this question. Is Kobe Bryant? This is the analogy. Is Kobe Bryant? Is he known to being a nice guy?
There's a difference between
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Two
Sounds
things.
like a no
Two
to
things.
me.
One, this is the NFL,
Hey.
not the NBA. Okay.
First of all,
two, there's a difference between being nice and having a respectable off-field presence. And nothing Kobe does off the court has overshadowed what he accomplished on the court.
But yes or no? But yes or no?
No.
Exactly. People have told him he's a booty. Like, I can't say certain things on air, but like he's just a mean person. But hey, he produces and he's one of the greatest of all time. He's a GOAT. He's a mean GOAT. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's a bad picture of T.O.
I mean, he looks like a nice guy here.
He looks really greasy. He looks like a
He's just sweaty because he's putting in all those yards and
His
stuff.
yards.
Getting all that work in.
He's sweating.
He looks like a nice
Eating
guy.
too much popcorn is what he's doing.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
Still,
man.
Like I said before, I just think it's ridiculous how everyone. It's ridiculous how this man is just like, they need to focus on what he produced. He produced a lot. Was he the greatest guy on and off the field?
I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm saying he shouldn't have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. They got it right. They got it right.
He has the numbers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He had the numbers.
You know, if it came to just on what you did on the field, okay, then anybody since you want to take this out of the NFL and Pete Rose, okay, would be in the Hall of Fame, and so would any other PED user in the MLB. Okay, we're gonna go to the MLB Hall of Fame, very prestigious. Okay, off the field, they're juicing up, they're hitting 420-yard bombs. Okay, but that's great. Off the field, you're a terrible person. You're a liar. You cheated. You're not in the Hall of Fame. Because it means something to be in the Hall of Fame. There's an honor code to being in the Hall of Fame.
Honor code. I mean, hey, T.O. lived by. You're kind of going a little too far. T.O. lived by an honor code, but he was just a little extra. That's all he was. He was just a little extra. Throwing popcorn and Sharpies and acting, act some type of way off the field. But
he'll make it in.
he wasn't.
He'll
cheating.
make it in, but
He'll get
he wasn't
in,
a first
but
ballot Hall of Famer.
They just left him. They just left him at the date and didn't.
He'll be all right. He'll make it
this
in.
time.
Not worried.
I'm a little shocked, actually. I understand where both of y'all are coming from, but I'm a little shocked because you're a statistics type of person, and you're going off of attitude off the field, and I'm a little shocked. But hey,
I like to think of myself as a morally correct person.
He's the Rain Man of stats.
are you?
Here on
Okay. All right, Mr. Rain Man of stats. But okay, moving on. So football season may be over, but basketball season is in full swing, and the Warriors are dominating. With a record of 46-4, Golden State is on the track to beat the 95-96 Bulls 72-10 record. But who will the number one contender in the playoffs be? The other top teams right now are the Spurs, the Cavs, OKC, all of them. Who's got the edge? Spencer?
Well, I'm going to give the edge to OKC to be the closest team to beating the Warriors. First off, I want to get one point very clear. Nobody is going to beat the Warriors. Okay, the Warriors are going to go all the way and win the championship again. That is barring no injury. If somebody gets injured, well, then all bets are off. But if there is a team that is going to have a chance, it'll be OKC. We just saw the Warriors go through the Cavs, Spurs, and OKC, and I think it was a 2-week stretch. And the Spurs are way too old, we saw on the perimeter, to be able to stop Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. The Cavaliers are just inconsistent on the perimeter. and OKC just doesn't play enough defense. Now, that being said, OKC has the athletes to keep up with the Warriors, which is what I think gives them the edge and the scoring ability as well. But ultimately, I don't see anybody beating them, but if it was a team, I'd give it to OKC. I'm going to drop some stats this time.
Something new. Oh, goodness.
So the OKC only lost to the Warriors 116-108 last time they played. Okay, that is better than the 30-point drudging that the Warriors gave to the Spurs or the Cavs. Okay, so from that aspect, the stats have already said OKC can play the Warriors better than any other team.
Okay.
I'll tell you this: if there is a scorer that is going to be able to keep up toe to toe with Steph Curry, it's either going to be able to be Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook. Kevin Durant did the other night, 40 points. They still lost, but it was a much closer loss if you want to go into a moral victory than, say, 30 points from the Spurs.
Okay. What about you, G?
Finally. No, I will say this. I will say I do agree with Spencer with saying that OKC does have are one of the teams that could possibly beat the Golden State Warriors, but are they the team? I don't think so. I think the team for me, and I hate to say this because I'm a Triple D guy. Dallas 2 up, 2 down. What's up? It's the San Antonio Spurs, and it pains me to say this, but looking at, I'm gonna throw some stats at you. So with winning percentage, in all stats, the only team that's the team that comes close to all their stats for the Golden State Warriors is the San Antonio Spurs. For margin of victory, it's San Antonio Spurs, and it's for Golden State Warriors is 13.1, San Antonio's 12.1, but the closest team after that is 7. And then with the better record, yes, obviously Golden State, but then the next team following them is San Antonio Spurs. They're right there. They've, like Greg Popovich always says, he doesn't care about the record. So I really think they've been always known to be under the radar, but when playoff comes, they always come to play. So I really feel like they're not on anyone's radar as usual. But I guarantee you, when they match up, it's gonna be a great ball game. But that's just me. And also with the additions of LaMarcus Aldridge this past season, so we're gonna see a lot more. And he hasn't been producing as much as he used to when he was on the Sacramento Kings. But now that it's going to take a little bit for him to kind of adjust, but they're already still doing well as they are. So I really feel like it's only a matter of time.
So Greg Popovich is wrong, and I don't say that much because I give him all the respect in the world. But Greg Popovich is wrong. The record does matter, and the record that does matter is your head-to-head record. Okay. And that can completely throw out the margin of victory case because whenever you get blown out by 30 points, it doesn't matter how much you beat other teams by. For the Spurs, you're not playing other teams. It's not like you take, who's got the better margin of victory against other teams, and that team's going to come out of the West. No, when they play head-to-head, it's going to be the Warriors versus the Spurs, and there's no way that the Spurs can keep up with the Warriors. We saw that already. We're going to see it again later in the season.
7 games. So, hey.
And you think in one game they couldn't keep up physically. What makes you think they're going to be able to keep up through 7?
They're conservative.
I give them a 5-game series. I give them to take one game at home.
I don't like. I mean, this is just me. I don't see why they're gunning for the Bulls record. I mean, that's great that they're doing that. In all respect to where it's due, but I just feel like they're just wearing themselves out. I mean, what really matters. I mean, I like what Greg Popovich is doing. They're just preparing for the playoffs. They don't really, as long as they have a good record.
Listen, records are made to be broken, okay? And that is what the Warriors are going to go do.
They do, but I feel like you need to focus on what's at hand. At the end of the day, you want to win a championship last year. You want to win another championship. That's what you want to do. But I feel like
they already won their championship.
I feel like they're gonna have to sacrifice something. And I feel like for this record, they're gonna have to sacrifice someone's health. And I feel like, Steph Curry playing a whole lot with his injured. I think he had a slight injury and he's playing on it. Hamstring is going to come back to haunt him during the playoffs. Not maybe the first round, maybe not second, but it's probably.
They don't play. The starters don't play in the fourth quarter because they get up by so much. They don't have to play in the fourth quarter. So it's not like
they're playing with an unneeded intensity. Like they need to. I just feel this is.
You think they should give away games? The only reason Popovich has to do that is because half of his team is about to retire. They're about to go out.
Conserving energy. It's not wrong conserving energy. I just feel like. You put
Listen,
it
if
where
you
need it
have
to
the
be.
team in place to do it, you might as well go for the best record possible. It's like saying, oh, I could have
There
had
are
100.
82 games.
That's like saying I could have had 100 on this test, but I'm gonna settle for a 98 because I don't want to wear
That's
my
a
brain out
completely
for the
different
next
situation.
class.
You have a complete situation because you're not worried about tearing your ACL during like a math test. So like that's not the case.
Hey, getting out of some of these desks in this MCOM building, man,
Like,
sometimes I'm worried
It
about
happens.
tearing
It
my
happens.
ACL.
Swivel chairs.
Sometimes.
We'll get you. But I just feel like they don't need to go for this goal, and I feel like I'm right as I always am. So
Okay.
give it a
all
couple,
right.
give it a month or two.
All right.
Holly.
Well, y'all made some great arguments, but let's calm it down, okay? We're gonna give the guys a minute to cool down, and we'll see you after the break so we can tell you which college recruits are #doing the most. Hey guys, welcome back. Last week's college signing day was covered for over 8 hours, and some of the recruits got a little creative with their announcements. Some maybe just a bit too much. It's time for Doing the Most. Spencer?
All right, so first up we have Deontay Anderson, who is a 4-star recruit out of Manville, Texas, and he chose to announce his pick by jumping out of a plane, skydiving through animated like graphics to choose his 3 teams, and then he chose a team from that. So I guess you could say it's safe to say that he plans to hit the ground running once he gets in.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That was just painful.
Solid joke.
That hurts.
Myself right now,
It
you
was
don't
good.
even understand.
That
But yeah,
hurts.
I agree. That was a little doing the most because once he got to the ground, he opened his shirt and revealed that he's going to Ole Miss. And I was like,
Next
you could have
game,
did this on the ground the whole time. But it was kind of cool. I would have took the opportunity to do it.
I would never jump out of a perfectly good airplane, so I.
The plane technically
Skydiving.
is made to be jumped out of. Just
No
just for-
planes are made to be jumped out of. Let's get that straight. Planes are made to take off and land. Okay,
Well.
There's, you don't jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
He's not a thrill seeker.
Yeah, but he was kind of doing
don't
the
even like
most.
roller
a little
coasters,
bit,
man.
a little bit. Well, for our next doing the most, Brandon Burton, a 4-star recruit out of Grenada, California, did a paintball capture the flag battle and ended up picking UCLA. That was pretty cool.
No, that is too. First, I have a little bit about this. Now that he was doing too much, hence the hashtag. That dude's playing paintball, and he's doing all that just to say that. Imagine the coach on the other hand, wow, I'm waiting. He's waiting so he can base his whole thing.
But it's like an intense game of paintball going on,
No.
and you're like, but wait, there's more. No?
Okay.
These commitments have kind of gotten
Out of hand.
yeah,
Out of hand.
it's like they're becoming some superstar or something. And the reality is, hate to tell you this, recruits, but statistically, 15% of y'all will get to play college football, D1 football, we'll see the field.
Right.
Yep.
These recruiting classes, the stats and everything, they're great, especially Alabama gets all these huge recruiting classes and UT and everything, but ultimately, only 15% of the recruits actually mean anything.
playing.
So, it's
I can
Fun
agree
fact.
with you, but you're still a Debbie Downer for that. If
So
they
I'm
were
just
just
saying,
all just
I'm
doing
a-
regular
I'm
signing
a realist.
and stuff,
Sorry,
y'all would
I
be
don't want them to get their hopes
it's
up just to
boring.
get them crushed.
Well,
Get 'em
thanks for
crushed.
being the positive,
what I do.
realist.
That's what I'm
in
here for.
We've only got one more bit of business before the end of our show, including our last week's picks. We were talking about Texas Tech versus Texas, and I know I was wrong. I wanted Texas Tech to win.
Yeah,
They
same.
lost. It
I
was
was right.
59-69. It was rough.
That's just how the guys have been going.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's
it
unfortunate.
is.
You
I
were wrong
don't
in your
know what else to
prediction,
say.
so
Yeah.
Oh.
just call it
Spencer,
out.
wrong?
I'm just
What?
saying. Yeah, no, I was right. I mean, I'll just thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Give
So-
him his, minute of fame or whatever.
But like I said, they were the guys. Is just they're a great team, but there's having those close games is just yeah. So, but hopefully I'm still optimistic about the season. But
Me too.
yeah,
I
we'll
want
see
to be
how it goes.
optimistic. And on to our next pick, we talked about OKC versus the Warriors. We know who won that
I was
one.
close.
We
okay?
know who won that one.
I was close.
Two for what?
And really,
2 for 2?
and kind of the same way we talked about today.
2 for 2?
I did mention I didn't necessarily think that they would
You on it.
win.
You on
Hey,
No, one of those.
we get it. We get it, Cam Newton. All right, you know, you celebrating victory, but
Hey,
you know, you
we're
walk
emotional.
out if you lose.
Slugs.
I'm just saying though, like they played them closer than any other teams played them.
They
so
did good. It was a good game. It was. I watched it. It was great. And you know, our last prediction from last week, we all know how that went. It was a Super Bowl, Broncos versus Panthers. Don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Hey, that was a win-win for me because I talked up Denver's defense the
You did.
entire show.
You were
But
right. a
You
little
chickened
bit.
out at the last second, so.
I didn't chicken out.
Yeah,
I
you did.
said
You were
Cam
like,
Newton would have a
oh my
play at the
goodness,
end of the
Peyton
game.
Manning was so good. Oh my God.
I said no.
Von
I
Miller is
said
so buff. Oh my goodness.
oh, they're gonna
I'm gonna go with Panthers. It was like
I said Cam Newton would have a play towards the end of the game in the fourth quarter to
good.
win it, and he did, and he's messed up.
going back years ago. It's
messed
I
up.
mean,
Von Miller
or gave
happened.
up.
Von Miller.
He did not give
he
up.
had you.
He did not
He was
give
like,
up.
should I get the ball? No. It's okay. We'll let you have that one, okay, Spencer? Well, let's
gonna
talk
kick
about
out.
some predictions for the upcoming weeks, okay? Who do y'all have for Kansas versus Oklahoma?
I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. They're just really good right now. So
Yeah, I agree. Buddy Hield's the real deal.
yeah, he's going to the league, going to be top draft pick. Can't wait to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a murder. See what
Yeah.
happens.
Well, I don't know. It'll be a blowout. It's not gonna be that bad.
Not
But
a
Buddy
blowout.
Hield is the close, and I say this carefully, and don't take this out of context. But because there is no player like Steph Curry. But if there was a closer shooter,
His comparisons.
that if you would try to compare to getting into the conversation, it would be Buddy Hield coming out of Oklahoma. It's not going to happen, but I'm saying that he has kind of the same shooting style and
Yeah.
he's lights out.
He's a very good player, very good shooter, but that was
Again with
the
his
Hit
that game winner
drastic
against
comparisons. Game winner with Texas, but still, hey, that's a very drastic comparison.
I said don't take it out of context.
I'm just hey.
It's okay. We'll let you have that one.
We'll
Okay.
let you have it.
We'll let you
We'll
have
let
that.
you
So
have
y'all are going for
Yeah,
Oklahoma, both of
Oklahoma.
you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oklahoma.
All right. Well, we'll see. Well, another prediction that we have is the All-Star game that's coming up for this pick. We've set our over and under at 290. Guys, what do you think?
Over.
Over. I'd say under. Just
Over.
because. Wait. I think it's gonna go under because last year it was close. I'll admit it was close. I think for last year it was like 286, but I just feel like I don't think it's gonna go higher.
NBA is an offensive league like now. Like everybody's averaging right at 100 points, if not more than that. Okay, and especially in the All-Star game where nobody likes to play defense.
Right.
You
Yeah.
go out and you play
James
pickup,
Harden, your favorite
ball
place
off the
to
rack,
be.
which the All-Star game is a glorified pickup basketball game.
Basically.
Okay, picked by the fans. That no one plays defense at the rack when you're playing pickup basketball. That's what this is, And each year the score gets higher and higher. So.
Right.
You like to show off. Fans like offense, like to show off, deep three-pointers and spectacular dunks between the legs, stuff like that. So, I think absolutely it'll be over.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's going to be a fun game. So, everyone's just going to be out there having fun, just showing off some offense.
By
So
far the best all-star game in sports, in my opinion.
I think it's going to be very interesting, very fun to watch. We'll see.
I just don't agree with Spencer. That's
Just no Spencer. Okay. Finally, we have the three-point contest. It's going to feature defending champ Steph Curry. We're going to have James Harden. We're going to have Klay Thompson there. We're going to have Chris Middleton, Kyle Lowry, JJ Redick, Chris Bosh, Devin Booker. Who do you think is going to take it this year?
Well, since Spencer likes to make drastic comparisons, I'm gonna choose Chris Bosh because he looks like an ostrich. And I think ostriches are athletic. So with that logic, I think he's gonna win the three-point contest.
In high school, when I played basketball, I was compared to an ostrich. And in fact, for my senior day, they brought out ostrich-like silhouettes. when I walked
Dang.
out. I embraced it, though.
I embraced
saw
it.
what kind of person he
Ostriches
was in
are
high
the
school.
fastest land bird.
Oh.
Hence the name. It's
one of
either
those
he
guys.
looks like an ostrich or like a reptile. It's one of the two.
Yeah,
One of the
it's
two.
not attractive.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But
brought
on a
the
serious
raptor
note,
with him
I
from
think
Toronto.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But
So you don't really have a vote, or are you going with Chris?
I'm going with Chris.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
If you are a
That's
fool to
ridiculous.
pick
You're
against
gonna
Steph
lose.
Curry,
I just don't want Steph Curry.
I pick against Steph Curry. There's no greater shooter in the league's history than Steph Curry.
I just want to choose Steph
Nike.
Curry because I just don't want him to win. Just because I'm anti-Steph.
How can you root against Steph Curry?
You're a hater.
I'm a hater.
You're
Yes,
a
I just don't want him
hater.
to win. I don't want to see him succeed. I'm one of those people. I'm they. I am they.
All right, DJ Khaled, tell us about you.
But actually, this brings me to a good point with the three-point contest, because it's weird. We're talking so much about the three-point contest whenever usually what it should be is the dunk contest. Okay, but the dunk contest has gotten so terrible in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Since Blake Griffin jumped over, was it a Kia or whatever he jumped over? Okay,
Kia.
to win the dunk contest, it's gotten so terrible. And I'm going to call out LeBron here. Okay, and I have respect for him. I think he's the second greatest basketball player to ever play. But are you really, like every other star player in the NBA that has your athletic ability or similar has competed in the dunk contest? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Blake Griffin. You've got Vince Carter. Okay, if you have the ability, why do you not want to go compete? And that tells me, and I'm not saying that the dunk contest and the finals are any comparison to each other, but when it comes to his competing ability, I just feel like he doesn't want to compete as much as Michael Jordan did, and that's what makes Michael Jordan the greatest of all time and LeBron James second.
GOAT.
So
I agree with you.
That
Well,
was deep.
that's how I feel about the NBA dunk contest. Write it down and remember it. Heard it here.
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes, Spencer. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Well, anyway, I think that I definitely think that Steph Curry is going to take that one, the three-point contest, not the dunk contest, because you got off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Sorry.
think Steph Curry is
Got
going to
really passionate
splash
about
it on
that.
him. Yeah, I see. It's okay. Well, on January 31st, Blake Griffin punched a team employee. This week, Griffin was suspended for 4 weeks without pay. How do y'all feel about this?
I will say this. Not very good. Blake, what are you doing? Acting like Menzel. No, but I'll say this. Like he's been acting up lately, and I don't know why he did that. He needs to apologize, and I think this is one of those times where it's like, okay, the punishment, is well put to what he did. So, and I think I really think this is kind of the beginning of the end with his relationship with the Clippers.
I agree,
Yeah.
and I agree with the last point you said,
Yeah.
because there was rumors about him possibly being traded to the Nuggets, I believe, like they
Yeah.
were considering it. And you know what? Eventually, there's a point where you're like, dude, how important are you to have to be able to where you knock out somebody from your own team, Right. And I know he didn't play, but he was like an equipment manager, and so to me, that says, what are you doing with your life right now? You get so angry, you can't control your emotions enough that you get so angry that you hit your equipment manager or
Right.
whoever the guy
Like, what
was,
did he even
what are
do
you
to
doing?
you?
And you broke your hand. You're losing money now because you broke your hand because you lost your cool and you lost your temper. What are you doing, man?
Very
It's
Allen.
ridiculous.
We can add
Absolutely
him to doing the
ridiculous.
most, low key.
Yeah.
He was doing the most.
I don't know
with
what that guy said to get him all heated like that, but hey,
Right.
hopefully it was worth it.
I don't know what could be worth it, but anyways. Well, I think that should do it. Thank you guys for your opinions and your thoughts.
Thank you.
And your stats.
Yeah, it's been a great show. And
man.
thank everybody back at home for tuning in to Raider Report. Watch the next week's show to see just how right I was.
Or was it?
Wrong. How I am. So.
All right, see y'all later.